Hi. Today uh, I'm talking about autism, and you should know that I take it from TED. I know that many people in our group is talking about BBC and TED and stuff, and sometimes they just make it up on our own. But I do it just because my mom forced me to do. I don't like it, but I think after I do this, I would take some little time by myself and do something I want. I'm talking about autism, and this mind map I took from Ethan Lizzie, and you should search autism on TED and found a video called "What It's Like to Be Have Autism." So let's start it. Some people think that I know that so many people knows a lot about autism. Some people think that autistic people is a white man. It is weird and not able to speak clearly, and sometimes they are emotionless or dull or disease. Do you know why I'm talking about disease? Do you know that some people are going to find a cure for autism? That is because they think that autism is a negative thing, a disease. But you have to know that autism is not a disease. It's just another way of thinking. In my school, we have a girl who I think her have autism when in grade 2, and the the sister that studies arts with me is in grade 3. She usually goes to play with me, and when we talk, she always pointed the girl who is like in the class of my best friend, and she says that that girl has autism, and she doesn't even know her name. I don't know that sister is true, but I don't think that we'll talk to autism like that. I used to think that autism is a disease because the way people talked about autism and the people who have it, but now I don't. And now, do you know what is real about autism? Just the brain of the autistic people just thinks is not like the non-autistic people. Just imagine it like the Xbox and the PlayStation. They are the two machines or engines that uh, have the how to say it. They work differently, and they have both differently and difficult bodies. But if you put an Xbox to a PlayStation, it won't work. So it is also to the non-autistic people and the autistic people. That means that if you put an autistic people to talk or something like that with the normal people, it won't work because autistic people can't speak clearly. So it is more or less they can find it difficult. For example, if autistic people hears that his friend is a non-autistic people talks about his stress during homework, the autistic guy will think that, oh, I have to cheer this guy on, oh, I have to make this guy happy, but he doesn't know how to do it. So that they don't have their speech constantly. And another point is when they look in the mirror, they think of another people who thinks differently from the autism people. And sometimes they see nice hair. Just kidding, because it's just why ethnicity spoke. And do you know that autistic people have overwhelmed. That is why they recognize the autistic people. That means when they want to, autistic people is overwhelmed with loud noises, and sometimes they are not a big fan of parties, or sometimes they are overwhelmed by something like how to say it, gooey textures like honey and sand, or smelly, or something smelly. They are overwhelmed by that, and after they meet it, they just have to cheer themselves up. That's how the scientists and the doctors, parents, to recognize their child or patient or something like that to be autistic or not. Autistic people do not speak much, and they just sit in the corner of the room and they think about themselves or think about something really far. Autistic people don't like some strange and loud talks, and usually like to spend time by themselves. They have a really good information, and they have really good information about some things around them, like just of the toys, the leaves, the flowers that they always play with. They don't play with their friends. Some people that wanted someone not know about their autism, so they have to mask it. Some people mask well, but some people just say that, hey, I'm not autism, and then later they play with flowers, they sit in the corner of the room and say nothing. That is not good masking. Some people think that masking is a cure for autism, but that is not. They just make people ashamed of themselves. And not only man who is autism. Like I said before, there's a girl in my school. It is really that have autism, and that says that the woman also have autism. Now the girl is just become my best friend too, and she has no sign of autism anymore. When the people have autism, they will find hard to communicate to each other, especially when they are in a family. Like Ethan's mother all have autism too, but his brother and his dad do not have autism. So sometimes he'll say things like, oh, it's Toronto's union or master or engine or something like that, because he just want to communicate with his family members, and sometimes they don't want to be alone. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk about some useless things next time. Bye-bye.